episode of Stamp Time with Miss Jane. Today I'm going to show you how to make a flip card, or a swing and flip, or a whatever you want to call it, but it flips both ways and it's pretty cool. And it's made with the Hippo Friends dies, and I'm also using Pansy Patch stamp set and the Pansy dies. Okay, so I'm starting with, let's see, I'm starting with a piece of Calypso coral, which is 11 centimeters this way by 18.5 centimeters this way. Now I'm going to score this in a second, but first of all, I'm going to get a pansy stamp and Calypso coral ink, and I'm going to do some tone on tone stamping all over this piece so that it just gives a bit of a pattern to the background. So, ink up and random all over stamping. Whee. And it's running away from me. Come back, girl. Off the top, down the bottom. Lots of stampy stamping. I do love the tone on tone look. It's a bit of a favourite of mine. Just adds a little something to your cardstock instead of blank space. Maybe a bit up there. And that looks like lots and lots and lots of stampy stamping. Okay. So, next step of the process is to get your trusty trimmer, and we're going to score at, open sesame, 7 centimeters from our longest side. So scoring down at 11 centimeters and at 9.5 centimeters. Whoopsie doozy. Okay. And then we're going to do some folding. I've turned that to trick, haven't I? And folding this way. Okay, so the card's going this way. Now's the tricky part. Now is, okay, so I have my Hippo Friends dies, and I'm using the biggest, coolest die in the whole thing. Okay, and this is, we're going to run this through our Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, but we've got to be tricky here. We only want to go to this line and cut this much. So I've brought in my plates to show you. This bottom plate, turning the die up the correct way. Now lining up the middle with this first score line. And I'm actually going to pop some old washi tape on this. Okay, so that it doesn't move, because we really do not want it to move at all. So add a few pieces because I just want to be sure that it doesn't mess up on us. Okay, maybe that will do. Okay, now I'm going to get just a sticky note and place it along here just so that I can see where my score line goes, because I do not want to go past the score line. Okay, that'll do on that side. So with the top plate, you're only going to put your top plate to this line, okay, because we don't want to cut past there. So I'm going to whack that through the old machinery. Okay, now coming back, we want to cut from this side. So we don't want to cut the middle at all. We want that to stay intact. So add this green sticky note there because it's nice and bright and you can see it. So we want to put the top plate only to that line because we only want to cut this part of it. So we'll run that through the Stampin' Up emboss machine. And now let's see if we were successful with our chopping. Okay. Rip up this and rip off this. And that is yay. Very good. So it's only gone to this line and to this line, and that is exactly what we wanted to happen. Now we can do some decorating and show you how it flippy flappies. Okay, so we have so using the Hippo dies, I have 2 of this size die cut with the Pansy Petals, okay, and 2 white with the next size down. Rightio. So what I can do is add that to there, and on the other side add that to the other side. Okay, so I'll do that in a second. And with these bits here, we're going to decorate those. So on the back side of this, I'm going to bring in my Calypso coral and can stamp wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. This is one of my favorite sentiments. I do love this. Now it's going this way, so this die cut's going to go that way, and that can go somewhere smack bang in the middle. Okay, with the second one, okay, now we're getting tricky. With the second one, I'm going to stamp happy birthday, but I'm also going to die cut some pansies from the actual designer series paper. So the designer series paper coordinates with the dies, and we can chop out, we want to chop out one of the orangey ones with the pale papaya and the Coastal Cabana colours. So I'm going to die cut one of those. Also, the leaves. We can die cut the leaves. So I'm going to do a soft succulent thinner longer one and a short and stumpy one. Okay, and we're going to die cut those as well. So run those through and you come up with, I don't need this, and you come up with a pre-made pansy from your designer series paper. I've attached that on the back. That's so cool, just so cool. And it's a little bit thinner than making a full pansy yourself. So bringing in this now, it's going this way. Okay, so I'll pop a pansy down the bottom somewhere. Coastal Cabana, it's not Coastal Cabana, it's Calypso coral, and a happy birthday. So ink up our happy birthday. Make sure it's going to fit just above our pansy without too much drama. Ha! Perfect. Okie dokie. So now I can stick down my pansy, which I have pre-taped. Okay. So pansy on there. Very cool. Okay. Now, these bits, let's put this together. Now, it's going to be a little bit tricky because the front becomes the back and the back becomes the front. Oh. Okay. So tape down this piece. Try and get a bit of an even all the way around. Not a big bit on the top, Miss Jane. Okay, and this one I can tape down. But I'm going to glue the Designer Series paper because with the Tombow glue, gives you that little extra bit of movement. Okay, so these decorator pieces are ready. This decorator piece is ready. This piece, when it flips, becomes the back and the other is the front. Oh, so Tombow glue, please, Miss Jean. So gluing this one. Whoop. And she comes down, comes out really fast at the start. Okay. So I can actually turn that over and glue that one down. Making sure it's all going to go through. Whoop. Okay, and then we can glue this one. So sticky, this glue, so sticky. Whee. Okay, and this one on this side. Also making sure that it's going to flip through. Try and glue it to the edges. Get them nice and stuck down. Okay. Whoop. Now do a flip and we'll burnish with our bone folder those. That one there and that back bit just there to make sure they're nice and crisp. And here we have, oh, it's magic, our flip card. So it's a flippy, swingy kind of fun little card, isn't it? So it looks like this. Neck minute. It looks like this. It's a bit of fun. It's lots of fun. Imagine getting one of these. How long would you sit and play with it for? I mean, too much fun to have in one day. Well, I do hope you like this little card. And your main trick is just to make sure you don't cut this middle section. That middle section needs to remain unchopped. Unchopped by the die cutting machine. So here you have it. And you could write your sentiment on here, or if you wanted, on the very back of the card, or you could add even a piece of basic white cardstock and put your message on the back there. So I do hope you like my flip card or flip and swing or whatever you want to call it. But it's lots of fun and I hope you'll give it a try at home. Until next time, keep smiling, keep stamping. Bye.